Hi. Today's topic is about the role of IT and competition in the workplace. I attended a Gartner conference recently, and much was said about the evolution of IT and the IT portfolio, project management, various other these sort of scholarly topics about where IT is and what services it's providing to the organization. All of it seemed fairly certain. And what struck me is how my experiences have not been so much like that in terms of people look to you to deliver this service. Maybe they do from an academic perspective, but there's also another perspective that isn't that certain. And that's a question of, what is the role of your organization in terms of IT, yourself as a CIO, and how much does competition among your peers weigh into that role or that perceived set of services? This exists very much in terms of those fringe areas. You might say, like, for example, the intersection between IT and marketing, or the intersection between IT and finance, as well as many others. As you know, IT intersects and is increasingly so with every part of the business, but finance and marketing in particular has a huge amount of crossover. And you as a leader may notice this, that as time goes on, your leader, your president, your CEO might indicate a certain strategic direction that person wants to go, or the board may indicate that. And it's up to you, the underlings, to the generals, to make that happen. And the question of making it happen is an interesting one when it's not so certain where that initiative lies. Clearly, there are some things that are no-brainers, you might say, when it comes to IT, but increasingly there's a lot of blurred lines about new endeavors, particularly disruptive type endeavors that don't have, say, previous experience to go on to say, well, where does this really belong? And if you are a aggressive CIO, one who wants to provide increasing value to the organization, you may think, well, yeah, I can do that. I can be part of that. And that's where it becomes interesting. How well do you behave with your peers, with your cabinet? How willing will you be to give credit to others? Let them lead. Can you sense when others want to take the lead versus you having that? Can you sense where there's an opportunity to create partnerships? Those are all very important criteria to success. And you never know. There are many people that you work with who are not fair players, may not aspire to the same level of higher thinking that you might. That's something you're going to want to read and adjust to. It may be something you're going to want to reassess at some point in your life, in your career, that says, this is what I aspire to. This is the organization I believe in, and this organization that I work with now either fits that, I can make that happen, or I'm going to need to find something else that more closely fits my values. These are all important considerations, and some I see rarely discussed in forums like the one I attended recently, rarely discussed about how to deal with the uncertainty of roles, of new initiatives, partnerships with other members, particularly those ones I mentioned. Just food for thought. Thanks for listening. I've got more on this on my blog at michaelduisha.com.